Baby, if you ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP. I got tired of packing and unpacking, town to town, up and down the dial. Baby, you and me were never meant to be. Just maybe think of me once in a while. I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati. Good morning, fellow billionaires. It's Silver 5150 with your morning update for Thursday, September 17th, 2020. And for those of you that are not ashamed to date yourselves, and for the millennials that are scratching their heads right now, that was the theme song from one of the most underrated sitcoms in the 1980s called WKRP in Cincinnati, of course. Whether it was a Thanksgiving Day turkey drop or a gentlemanly debate over Bailey versus Jennifer, it was a show filled with many colorful characters and one worth backtracking on, if you're a binge watcher. Very cool show. All right, so today we are going to highlight some of the offerings from GoldSilver.com. This is back, when they were starting up really good. And so from 2015 on up, we have the Pegasus round, which, of course, has the letters for freedom on it. And, of course, the Pegasus right there. I don't know why I can't get this one to straighten up. There it goes. All right. And we've got a cluster of those here. And there's another one on display there. Okay. And then from 2017, the Silver Bull, GoldSilver.com Silver Bull, which is a pretty cool round also. Not as shiny as the Pegasus, but pretty cool nonetheless. And on the back here, you can see they have the Atlas Shrugged logo. And I think here in the back of the corner, round, it says maximum prosperity can only be achieved through individual freedom, free markets, and sound money. So very cool. Mike Maloney and those guys, they're very serious about sound money. They're very serious about the direction the banking system's going in, and they're very serious about making sure that we stack all we can. They do go out of their way to help us with that, and they do have a lot of good deals from time to time. So goldsilver.com, check them out if you haven't. I don't really say much about them, but they actually are a very good bullion dealer. So goldsilver.com, check them out. Good stuff. All right. So the markets. Let's see what I look at the markets. And while we look at the markets, let's look at this beautiful panda. So the markets right now, stock futures are, in the red. The Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2K small caps are all tracking less, more than 1% down. Right now, I think the Dow is down about 252 points to 27,685. And it looks like that they're going to continue to sell off a bit and probably into the weekend, given that the Fed really didn't change anything about their policy. All right. Looking at precious metals, same deal. Precious metals are selling off with the stocks, and of course, gold right now is down about 1%, down $20.15 to $19.50 flat. So that's still a good range right there. We're still well above the all-time highs of 1923. So we're in good shape there. Just more consolidation. A little frustrating. We figured we'd be on the move by now, especially with the Fed's meeting, but it just didn't materialize. Companies are selling for capital to make up for the losses in their stocks. It's the same old game. But just look at the levels we're at. It's not like the old the old 1285 we had back in March and April when we had everything start up and start to turn the markets into mush. So silver, which is, of course, let's be honest, this is what we really care about. Silver is behaving typically right now in this situation. We're just underneath $27 at $26.99. Tracking right now, 48 cents down, or 1.77% down. The thing is it's looking like this weekend, if you guys are getting paid, if you have some extra money, this is looking like the weekend to get in there and try to buy some more silver. I'm going to try to buy some more silver. I just bought those sharks, but I might be able to squeeze together some money and get something. Or I might check out this new coin shop we got in town that's about the size of a thumbnail. I'm going to go ahead and check that out too. We finally got one. So we'll see how that works. All right, so we're going to get back to it, or rather complete our series on the 12 trials of silver that will allow silver to get us where we need to be financially during this upcoming economic reset and beyond. So before we continue, let's do a recap of the first 6 trials from yesterday. Trial number 1. okay, from yesterday. Silver will have to break away from the COMEX pricing scheme. Trial number 2. Silver will have to start consistently reacting positively to bad news. Trial number 3. Silver will have to prove itself to be rarer than all of his noble cousins. That means gold, platinum, palladium, and even rhodium. Trial number 4. Silver will have to earn its way out of the hands of us stackers and super hoarders. Trial number 5. Silver will have to start behaving like a barometric accounting ledger. And trial number 6. Silver will have to ward off any attempts to become controlled by any new sovereign financial systems. Which brings us to trial number 7. Now, before we get into trial number 7, if you guys didn't tune in yesterday, we gave great detail on why these trials 1 through 6 were relevant. And, if you need to know more about that, please refer to the show yesterday. We have too much more to cover today to go back into them in depth. So, all right, we're going to get on with it with trial number 7. These are the 12 trials that silver will have to try to overcome to bring us to where we need to be financially in the reset and afterwards. Okay, trial number 7. Silver will need to divorce itself from the dollar and even from gold. Let's talk about this. For the last 107 years, the paper dollar has defined silver's monetary worth. The paper dollar has, when in fact, a specific weight of silver is actually the original dollar itself, when you go back in U.S. history. When it comes to gold, gold enjoys a natural billing over silver, yet silver has so many more uses due to its adaptability to industry, medicine, and technology, and deserves a classification of its own, in my opinion. In other words, gold is money. Everything else is credit. That's J.P. Morgan testifying before Congress in 1912. And he's right. Gold is money. Gold is absolutely money, but silver, I think, is too valuable to be money. Just you wait until some of the other trials of silver that we're talking about bear out, and you're wheeling and dealing circles around those that are negotiating for similar things. And you're killing it, by the way. You're killing it over them because you have a much more desirable medium of exchange over any other asset, and that includes gold. All right, moving right along. Trial number 8. Trial number 8. Silver's breakout will have to create a mania that will generate several avenues of demand. Right now, the demands for silver are many, but each area is only a small nominal demand, depending on what part of investment it's in, whether it's only, in investments, in jewelry, and industry, that's the biggest demand. Everything else is like small and nominal. But what I'm saying is that we'll have to see serious demand uptick in those areas, especially the jewelry and investment and industry, as well as new technological development, alternative energy breakthroughs, and collectability. The mania will be a simple manifestation of silver's new role as unobtainium in all these areas. Now, I stole that unobtainium thing from Mike Maloney again, okay? just to be clear. I love that. Unobtainium and unobtainium. But anyway, silver will have to become the new unobtainium, and I mean in all areas. A good indicator will be when you hear people in passing conversation referring to silver in the same vein or context as Bigfoot, Nessie, Loch Ness Monster, a war unicorn, or the jackalope. All right? I mean, just things you don't see anymore in culture. Also, lines of people that circle city blocks like they did back in the 30s in China, just for the chance to buy some silver coins or jewelry, will also be a good indicator that silver is on the move, for real. Okay, excuse me. Trial number 9. The truth about silver's historical manipulation has to come to the surface. The schemes, historical rewriting, the misreporting, and the illegal derivatives contracting will need to be made known to the public in general, pure and unfiltered, to shed light on the shame that has been the history of silver price manipulation. Public announcements, general education, ebooks, news broadcasts, election speeches, bank policy, anything that has the ability to convey the questionable policies that got us to the great event of 2022, which of course is in the future, all right? The great event of 2022, when everything I think will really just break down completely, to get us to that spot in the first place, all that needs to be a buzz. People need to be talking about it all the time, in all different, media outlets. Okay, the abuse of mishandling one of Earth's most precious elements. I mean, we're talking 150 years of this stuff. Abusing silver, I'm going to say that the abuse was, intentional. It was just, kind of due to ignorance in the beginning. But we know now what silver's value is, and we know how crucial and critical it is to where we're heading in the future. So for us to continue to throw it in the landfills and to, have it be priced like a base metal, rather than a noble metal is, I consider, abuse. Okay. Gonna get off that tangent. But you could probably argue, at least by men, that silver only runs a close second to air, or more specifically oxygen, old number 8 on the periodic table, as far as being misused. But yeah, if you think we're blowing up the airwaves now, just wait for the clamor of the general public as they become a tsunami of inquiring minds that want to know more about the mirrored metal. And this is why we're providing all this content online, because we want to make sure that there is an excellent library for those people that are asleep right now to wake up to and start listening to. And yeah, they're going to regret that they didn't come in earlier, but at least they'll know what the hell happened. Trial number 10, success stories of purchases made with silver. And this kind of goes back to trial number 9. Success stories will have to be published on a regular basis or made part of the normal news cycle to help those that are still unaware, talking about the sheeple, about how valuable a commodity silver is. Whether it's governments doing the transactions across sovereign borders or individuals making random deals and purchases, these events need to be touted, praised, and even have a theme song or two attached to them. Facts and even some folklore will need to be tied to outstanding accounts of silver transacting to first of all create a desire for the precious metal, but even more importantly, create understanding that we can never go back to a time when silver's not involved in the exchange of goods and services at all. It has to be from now on. And look, the people can remain anonymous that are in these accounts, but the stories need to be told about the things that were purchased and for what amounts. I mean, who wouldn't want to know how much the Louisiana Purchase amounted to if they were alive back then? Wouldn't you guys? But then again, we also have silver fever. Silver fever with the panda. All right. So this brings us to number 11. Those who fought for silver in the modern era, those who fought the fight to bring light to silver in the modern era, will have to be acknowledged as one of these trials. They have to be acknowledged on a global scale. And I'm serious. Just think of how you would feel, and I'm assuming the interest of my audience when I say this. I'm pretty sure you guys are interested in silver, so I feel comfortable saying this. Less the trolls, of course, and I'm getting more trolls now. But just think of how you would feel if you didn't find out about silver until you were getting paid with it later on, say in 2022, at the rate of $1 a day, for example, for some labor-intensive job because all the fancy jobs were destroyed during the collapse. That far along, you'd be gnashing your teeth as you loaded up that lumber on a truck or unloaded that semi-truck full of tires. You'd be like, damn it, why didn't somebody tell me? Well, somebody did, or rather some bodies have. There are a ton of silver gurus out there, the most famous likely being the silver guru himself, David Morgan. But you have a host of others that have been there since the beginning. Too numerous to mention, but let's take Ted Butler, Hugo Salinas Price, Robert Kiyosaki, Bix Weir, Eric Sprott, Reggie Middleton, Keith Neumeyer, Andy Scheckman, Jeff Clark, and Todd Horowitz, just to name a few. And trust me, our guys right here on YouTube, and you know who you are, guys. You know who you are. Our guys have blown the lid off of the silver story as well. And if they so choose, will have no problem being publicly recognized as a bunch of regular folks putting it all on the line to make sure they informed as many people as they possibly could before silver closed. The silver window is closing, and they want to make sure that they tell everybody. We want to make sure we tell everybody we can before the silver window closes. All right? So yes, recognition to those educators needs to happen for silver to serve us better. All right. So I want to extend special thanks to all of you here on YouTube that make the case for silver. It doesn't matter if you have 16 subscribers or 16 million subscribers. And just real quick, I want to give a shout out to a new stacking channel called J Stacking. Contacted me last night after subscribing and, needs a little bit of love. So guys, head over to J Stacking. If you get a chance, this is a gentleman that gets into precious metals, talks about the markets a little bit, and even some cryptos. Okay? J Stacking. Check them out if you get a chance. Jay Stacking. All right. Here's some goodies we have for later on. Okay, so finally, we're going to go ahead and get to trial number 12 and round this out. And trial number 12 means that special allowances will need to be offered for those willing to aid sovereign governments. It doesn't matter if it's at the town level or the community level or state or county level, depending on where you're at. It could even be at the federal level, the upper executive level. But anyway, special allowances will need to be afforded to those willing to aid sovereign governments in the rebuilding of communities, should they volunteer to give their excess silver capital in the process. Now, this one's a little tricky. I think as we move into the next wealth cycle, meaning precious metals, a strong sense of independence will take place. And many of us won't easily adapt to the realization that we have essentially attained unlimited wealth, depending on how much you're able to stack before everything reset. Those that do understand this already have plans, ideas, initial groundwork, and fundamental outlines for what they intend to endeavor in on the other side. Of course, they've already taken care of their needs, and taken care of their family's needs, probably all the way down to the fourth generation. I'm talking about these people that have stacked quite a bit. It is what lies beyond that will receive their excess capital, the things that they saw and were financially ill-equipped to deal with during the dollar paradigm. We're not those people. Dollar paradigm belongs to Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and those guys. Well, those things, when we get through these trials and silver reaches its ultimate form, those things will be easily within reach. And the elements of silver change, no, I'm not talking about silver changes in pre-1966 constitutional. Come on. Stick with me. The elements of silver change, all right, will cause those things to be easily within reach. Now, we're talking about the silver financing that will change disparities in the human condition. These are the things you'll be able to really affect when you have that kind of wealth. This is where your charities, children's hospitals, scientific breakthroughs, quality educational institutions, or at least better versions of the ones we have now, start springing up. So, for the first time in centuries, governments will suddenly be more willing to work with those who hold the financial reins in their hands. And that's going to be us, guys. When this new wealth cycle rolls over and our silver starts to revalue and reach fair value and it becomes equivalent in exchange for its fair value, it's going to really blow your mind what you'll be able to do, right? And it's gonna give us that opportunity. But yeah, and so these entities, governments will be willing to work with us more like contributing partners rather than overreaching authorities later on. And that's fine because the government's going to break down a little bit. They're going to suffer a little bit as a result of the reset. And they're not going to be as strong as they were. They're going to be a little bit weak. I know the military is going to still be in place, but the military is made up of people. And people, if they can't, take care of their families, they're not going to necessarily be as dedicated, I don't think, to their duties. So perhaps that will take some of the teeth out of, a military might, keeping bad government in place. We can only speculate. All right. So that's fine. If governments want to, come to the table and actually act like partners rather than, overlords, this sort of thing, get rid of that light there. Oh, I'm not that good. Silver Joker could do it. All right. So yeah. So, as we want to be able to have them be more willing to contribute towards rebuilding our communities. We will be involved in building our communities. And I think if you are part of that fabric to where you're using your excess silver capital to help rebuild communities, the more you should be able to access the direction of it, if you so wish. Some people don't like being in the public eye. Some people do like being in the public eye. If you want to be, involved in the process and you want to, steer your community in the right direction, I think the more you contribute, the more you should be able to partake in that. And the more influence you should be able to lever against that. All right. So I think that's it. The 12 trials of silver as I see it. We went through 1 through 6 yesterday. We did 7 through 12 today. And are these absolute musts, by the way? Are these 12 trials absolute musts? I had a subscriber ask me yesterday, why must number 3 happen? To where I think we break 3. What was it? Number 3 was, oh, yeah, silver will have to prove that it's more rare than its noble cousins. Well, the thing is, we're talking about bringing attention to the abuse of silver, and to bring attention to how rare it is and how precious it is and have people take it absolutely seriously. Will they be honest about the numbers? Will they be honest about how rare silver is? A lot of people think silver's not rare. You wait until you can't get it, unobtainium, and you'll see. So, excuse me. So these aren't absolute musts, these 12 trials. These are 12 trials that I came up with that I want to see before I know that silver's ready to do everything it was meant to do for everyone it was meant to do it for. But nothing is perfect. If we want to get to that magical 1 acre of land, preferably in Yosemite for me, but if we want to get to that magical 1 acre of land or a half ounce of, 1 acre of land for an ounce of silver or a half an ounce of silver, these trials, are the conditions that set the tone for that. But understand, none of this will be possible for you if you don't stack. All these things I talked about, if you don't stack, they will be out of reach for you. So stack your buns off, people, and then stack some more. Look, I'm Silver 5150, and I don't have to tell you. I know your stacks are not whack, and that just 15 ounces to your name keeps you 99% ahead of the game. And just for the record, I think that with these criteria in place, these trials that I've been talking about, that 200 ounces, don't worry, 200 ounces will be classified as unlimited wealth then in that new era. 200 ounces of silver to your name in your possession will be classified as unlimited wealth at that time, and that anything beneath 200 ounces will only be considered disgustingly wealthy. Sorry, guys, I know. I know that you want to have unlimited wealth, and being disgustingly wealthy is, substandard, but that's just the way it goes. Look here, man. If you like what you heard, please hit the thumbs up. And then, of course, share this video and other videos like this with family, friends, and on social media. Subscribe if you haven't for some bombastic upcoming giveaways. Do I need to get into the giveaways again? Let's go ahead and do it. So we've got 2,500 subscribers coming up fast thanks to Joker, Silver Joker, giving out information about a joint project that we're doing. If you have not seen our joint project, me and Silver Joker, head over to Silver Joker's channel. He's got it posted. And we actually have a running contest going for a title for our new channel. So basically, it's going to be a separate channel from Silver Joker's channel, a separate channel from my channel, and we're going to be doing, more of a face-to-face or point-counterpoint on the lifestyle of stacking silver and then later on using it. So if you're interested in something like that, a joint project between me and Silver Joker, it's going to be ongoing once we get everything up and running, get the sound right, get the title together and stuff. And that'll be an additional channel that you can indulge in, if you like hearing about silver stacking. Also, part of that channel is a giveaway to whoever can come up with the best name for us as a title. All right, and that's something you need to post in that video on his channel. So just go ahead and take a look at that. We don't know what the silver giveaway for that is going to be, but it's going to be a whopper. Okay, just keep that in mind. And Silver 5150 don't play, and Silver Joker doesn't play. When we do giveaways, they're ones for the ages. Right? So real quick, as we reach 2,500 subscribers, we're going to move into the 2019 1-ounce silver Tuluvian Queen Anne's Revenge Blackbeard Black Flag ship. Pirate ship coin that's in the APMEX Mint Direct tamper evident package, okay, with an ID number. How about that? And the first prize is also going to contain these two 2017 1/10 ounce Somali elephants, silver elephants, okay? I've decided as a secondary prize for our 2,500 subscribers, which is probably coming up tomorrow or on Saturday, is going to be for this Engelhart 1984 prospector round. Very, very cool. These things are from the 80s. They are almost like proof, and very beautiful rounds. So that is going to be for 2,500 subscribers right there. That is your Blackbeard coin. Those are the Somali 10th ounce coins that are part of that first prize. Second prize is going to be this 1984 Engelhart prospector round for 2,500 subscribers. This is not the video for that. Do not comment on this video for the giveaway because we haven't reached 2,500 subscribers yet. We will, and when we do, I will post a separate video specifically for that giveaway. And on that video, you will comment. All right, moving along. We've got the 2019 Germania Oak Leaf, which is a very beautiful coin. Let's see if we can flip this over without making a mess. Yes. And that is going to be for us closing over $30 spot on the spot market in the silver market when it happens. We don't know when that's going to happen. We thought it was going to happen by now. It has not happened yet, but it will happen probably next week or next month. And at that point, we will definitely give away this oak leaf to celebrate the close above $30 spot in the silver market. And of course, you guys know what this is. This is the 10 ounce tombstone. 10 ounce tombstone. Oh, geez, Louise. 10 ounce tombstone nugget from the Scottsdale Mint. This thing, of course, is a beefy monster. It looks like it came right out of the cave. Very well done, very refined, pounded into a nice little shape there. And so That's going to be our 5,000 subscriber giveaway, 10 ounces of Tombstone Silver from the Scottsdale Mint. So guys, look, this is the world we're in right now. This is the world we're in right now. We're trying to stack. We're trying to prepare. We've got such a bright future ahead of us. If you are, of the ability to stack a lot, you're going to see things happen in your life that you would never, ever thought possible. Even if you're able to stack a little bit, you are going to sail right through most of the malaise that's going to take place as part of this reset that's going to be coming up. All right. So just continue to stack, do your thing, do what we always do. Come to channels like these for content. If there's questions you have, please ask them. If there's things you want to know, look around through the libraries and stuff. Silver Joker's got a ton of videos. I got a ton of videos. Silver Game of Thrones, Fred Gar, all these guys. Expat Stacker, Aussie Coin Girl, 49's Fine. All these guys, they have excellent, excellent content. Even Silver Conundrum's in there, putting out the good content and stuff, and a lot of other channels like these. So don't ever feel like you're going to come up short. Be inspired, be motivated, be passionate about stacking, because this is going to be the way of the future. And we will have a lot of influence over that, because why? We'll be holding the financial purse strings. These beautiful coins and rounds right here. Some bars too, and some giveaways. All right, guys. Again, I'm Silver 5150 telling you to have a great day. All right? And prepare to be either unlimited in wealth or disgustingly wealthy. All right. So have a great day, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow for the morning update. Ciao.